Looking around college football, there's one storyline that's kind of everyone's talking about, and that's the situation in Texas with Arch and Quinn Ewers. What do you think about all that? And then do you also kind of believe in the whole, you can't lose your job to an injury, or do you think this is a situation that if Arch Manning does what Mannings do and play quarterback very well going forward, that they might have a little controversy down there?
No, I think what Sark did in the press conference yesterday sort of sent the message loud and clear that, we have a championship caliber team and have an opportunity to maybe do something special with this team. And, Quinn Ewers is a quarterback. And I think that's probably the way it should be. Arch is a very talented guy. He played great in the spring game. He played really well when he had to come in the game last week. And I think that's the key to it because, Quinn Ewers has a history of, missing a few games, in the last couple of years. So to have an adequate backup that can go in there and take advantage of the weapons that you have on offense is really, really important. But if you sat around and asked the players on the team, like I always had a leadership group, and I'd say, hey, guys, who do you think the quarterback should be? They all know who the quarterback should be. And right now, Quinn Ewers has been the guy that has the leadership, probably has the locker room. And Arch is going to be a fantastic player, and he'll play great this year when he has to play, but he probably thinks he should be the backup, needs the time to develop, and, Quinn Ewers will do great for him, and Arch will be ready if they need him.
According to sources inside the Manning operation, I have heard that the Mannings agree completely with what you're saying. It's like, can't lose job to injury is an old school mindset that the Manning family has, but also this is what he signed up for. This is what he wanted to do. He wanted to get into a program, wanted to back up, wanted to learn, wanted to live as a college kid, wanted to develop, wanted everything like that. These are valuable reps for him for sure, but they understand completely, and Arch and Quinn very tight. So it's like a good tag team.
Well, and you can see in the NFL, some of the guys that are forced to play before they're ready, high draft pick, first round draft picks, if they're not on a good team, they struggle early on, they lose their confidence, and that affects their ability to perform, where you have other guys, whether it's Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Jordan Love now at Green Bay, that didn't have to play when they first came in. They had a chance to, spend a couple years developing. That's really advantageous at the quarterback position, and I think what Arch is doing right now is really advantageous to his development. There's just a lot of people now that forget about the word development, like it means nothing, like it's not necessary, like I'm going to come right out of high school and set it on fire in the SEC, or I'm going to come right out of college and set it on fire in the NFL, and not very many times where that happened. And even Peyton, had a tough year his rookie year, but he had the mental toughness to persevere it, overcome it, learn from it, and become a really good player. But not everybody can do that. So this opportunity to grow and develop, I think, is really important for young players.
What you just said there, I think, would apply very well to the Bryce Young situation. Obviously, you know Bryce very well. This is 2 weeks in a row now where the big story at quarterback are your guys. Tua last week, and obviously he ends up on IR. Now with Bryce Young in Carolina, I think a lot of people are – This is the most kind reaction, I think, to a benching of a first overall pick this early into his career, because I think a lot of people have seen what has happened around Carolina, around him. Have you talked to him? What are your thoughts on the entire situation, and what do you see in the future for Bryce Young?
Well, you guys have heard me say before, quarterback is a really hard position to play if the people around you don't play well. Now, I think sometimes the quarterback gets too much credit. I also think sometimes when things don't go well, the quarterback gets too much blame. So do they have the kind of players around Bryce Young that even gives him a chance to be successful? And but that's one of the bad things about being the first guy picked in the draft. You may go to a team that doesn't have all the pieces that you need.
Probably going to a team.
And I think the Bears this year, that's not really the case. They have some pieces there, but Carolina did not, and they have to build this thing from the ground up. And I hate to see Bryce get benched, but I also don't see a lot of opportunity for him to be successful based on the skill players they have around him, the offensive line they have around him, and I think he's the type of player that can really operate well when he has good players around him.
So do you think he'll utilize this time here for good? You know him a lot better than we do.
Yeah, I do. I think he's going to be positive about trying to learn and grow from this situation. He's always been a guy that improve from his failings. So hopefully, this will be an opportunity for him to do it again.
Hey, we appreciate the hell out of you, Coach. You and I about to go swing a bat, right?
Ooh.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to.
You taking BP?
I'm going to do a scouting report on you swinging a bat. I think that's one of the things that I'm looking forward to.
Are you excited for my scouting report on your swinging the bat? Are you swinging the bat? I'm going to give a scouting report, too. I got scouting in my background.
Yeah, I got you. But I'm old, man. I'm old. You got to give me,
Are you swinging a bat or no?
Yeah, I will swing it.
I heard we got no chance on this shit. Have you heard the same thing?
If they're throwing it hard and they're throwing that rise ball, there's no way I can hit it.
That's what I'm saying. I'm being told that we have no shot. I didn't play baseball growing up. I did play semi-professionally.
Exit velocity. You got it.
333 on base percentage. No big deal. But I've heard that this is much harder than anything I've ever did. The ball is going to look like it's coming so fast. It's an intimidation factor, and then whenever you figure it out, then there's a movement factor.
But if they throw it 65, 70, which the good pitchers are capable of doing in softball, that's the equivalent of like a 100-mile-an-hour fastball in the big leagues because the distance it's coming is shorter. So if they're doing that, man, I don't know.
I don't know.
You guys just choke up on the bat and get back in the box, and you guys will be fine. Make
so
contact.
We got
Pete Rose.
Marissa here is the stat weapon for College Game Day. She played college softball at Colgate, and she was giving me some tips, and she's like, back of the box. You get to the back of the box as far as you can. Then Stanford Steve was like, you need a wide base. You need a wide base when you're in there, and then just throw the hands, baby. Throw the hands at this thing. I'm like, I'm not going to see the ball, but I know we're going to have a great time. Can't wait to see you on game day tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining us. Nick, you're the absolute best, brother.
All right, thank you, guys. Appreciate you guys. Thanks.
Hell yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Coach Saban.
Yeah.